So now I have the pleasure of introducing Chair Marty Walz, who is here with us today. Chair Walz is such a strong and effective leader and has really taken on education reform in our state, which is a huge issue and of huge importance to us. So we are very fortunate to have her leadership. Please join me in welcoming Chair Walz.
Catherine, so I'm going to have to lower this microphone. I've also learned something very important, which is that I never want to be in a speaking program after Catherine Clark. She's much better at this than I am. But it's been almost a year that I've been chair of the Education Committee, and I spent most of that year working on the Education Reform Bill. So I looked substantially younger a year ago. It was incredibly stressful and difficult, challenging work, but I'm happy to say the Education Reform Bill is now the Education Reform Law. People have asked me recently if I now have an opportunity to take it easy, and I said, well, no, I have 300 other bills before the committee, so one down, 300 to go. So we have a lot of work in front of us on the Education Committee. So as I was preparing for today, I read through the materials in your packet, and rather than sort of come up with some grand statement of why I'm here and why this is so important to me as chair of the Education Committee, I was actually struck by two sentences in the materials that you have that said better than I can why you're here and why your work lobbying the legislature today is so important. And one is very simple. The reality of how children learn points to a need for an education system to better serve the whole child, the whole day, for the whole year. So that one sentence in utter simplicity captures all. I know firsthand, when I was a kid, I did not have after-school programs or out-of-school time. Both of my parents worked full-time, and my younger sister and I got off the school bus every day, and were latchkey kids. We let ourselves in, we made ourselves an afternoon snack, and supervised ourselves for several hours. Somehow I managed to turn out okay, in spite of all of that lack of supervision and lack of educational opportunities. But I want to make sure that kids who are growing up today don't have to experience what I experienced, which is to get off that school bus and go home to an empty house with no activities, in no direction, and no structure. I didn't have the luxury of